Hi everybody, it's Catherine. Today's project is a gift box for Mother's Day. I'm using the Flower Cart bundle along with the Perennial Postage dies for this rectangle here. It measures 3.5 by 2 3/4 by 1. Opens like this. And inside here I have a ColourPop makeup, eyeshadow, and lipstick. You can put a little treat there too if you wanted to. Or you could just put candy. This would be great for a little gift for your mom or your friends, or it would be cute on the table for a Mother's Day brunch. Alrighty, so this is my host code. Please put that in for any purchases under $150 and I will send you a little something. This is the new catalog. I can show you the front cover. It's a little bit different format, but it's nice. A little bit thinner, so it's a little bit less money to ship, I think. And you should get them by the end of April. Hopefully I have sent out annual catalogs to anyone who has purchased from me within the last year's $50 or more. Okay, so you should get yours in the mail hopefully by the end of April. Okay, I did order some pre-order things that are really cute. I should get them in the next few weeks and I can show them to you. If you would like to join my team, no pressure. You can just do it for 3 months and continue if you want. If you don't want, you just let it expire. There is no penalty and you would get that 20% discount for however long you stay as a demonstrator. All right, so we need for this project a piece of Balmy blue that is 8.5 by 7, some basic white for stamping. I cut this rectangle using the Perennial Postage dies, and that is from Bright and Beautiful Designer Series paper that I used there. I'm also using Lighter Than Air DSP. The rectangle postage die is about 2 3/4 by 2 inches. Okay, and then we need this. This is the Lighter Than Air DSP. 2 pieces that are 3 1/4 by 2 1/2. 2 pieces that are 3 1/4 by 3/4, and 2 pieces that are 2 1/2 by 3/4. Okay, so let's start. Scoreboard, simply scored, and we're going to start on the 8.5 inch side. You need to score at 1, 3 3/4, 4 3/4, and 7 1/2. Turn it to the 7-inch side and score at 3/4, 1 3/4, 5 1/4, and 6 1/4. And now you want to fold and burnish all your score lines. Alright, so we're going to start how this is in the long sides in the landscape. There is a 3/4 inch strip at the top and the bottom and a 1 inch strip on both sides. And this is what we're going to be doing. Alright, so we're going to start over here. You're going to go to the first score line and cut it to the second score line. Take off the rectangle and wedge both sides of the square. Go to the next 2 score lines and cut it to the second score line. Take off the rectangle and wedge the square. Alright, now we're going to take these 4 pieces off. Okay, now turn it to the other side. We're going to count to the second score line, cut it to the second score line, and take off those same 4 pieces on this side. Okay, go to the next score line, cut it to the second score line, take off the rectangle and wedge the square. And then the last score line, cut it to the second score line, take off the rectangle and wedge both sides of the square. Okay, now we want to round the corners of these 3/4 inch rectangles at the top and bottom. All right, and that's what your cardstock should look like when you're done scoring and cutting. Okay, now I'm going to take Stampin' Seal Plus and put it on all 4 of the tabs. I'm just going to roll back anything that went over the edges. Okay, let's start at this end. I'm going to make sure that the score line on this piece matches up with this side of the inner rectangle. Okay, and then we're going to do this section of tabs connected to the other side of the same rectangle. Okay, and that's your box. Alright, so now we need our DSP. The largest pieces are going to go on the top and inside the flap. And then we have the long sides and the short sides, and I'm going to use liquid glue for it. Okay, now we're just going to let this sit and dry a little bit. All right, so now we need our piece of basic white. Okay, so we're going to be using this piece for the leaves, this piece for the flowers, and this piece for the pots. And I'm using Tuxedo Black, Granny Apple Green, Fresh Freesia, and Balmy Blue inks. So let's start with the Granny Apple Green for the leaves. And then I'm going to go to the Fresh Freesia. And what helps me to line this up is these little lines here for the flowers. And then we need the Balmy Blue for the pots. Okay. And then for the sentiment. Now the sentiment is Happy Mother's Day. I push the pots down over the happy, but if you wanted to put the leaves up to the edge of this postage stamp, then you could get the happy in there, or get rid of some of that Y and put it lower. I'm gonna put the darker side on the bottom. I'm gonna try to get this as low as possible. Alright, now I'm gonna cut these out and I'll be right back. Alright, now to close this. Now if you don't want to do a Velcro dot, you can tuck this in here, but you'll have to round these corners and then put your DSP on the outside. Okay, then I'm going to put one piece on this back flap, and these are 3/8 inch low profile adhesive Velcro dots. Okay, and there you go. All right. Now, let's put together our pots here. And I think I'm going to just put a tiny bit of glue right at the top of the pots. And then put these down. Right on top of it there. Okay, then we need some dimensionals. I'm going to put the dimensionals right over the spot where I glued them so that they're nice and strong together. All right. Yeah, I think I'm still going to cover that happy, even though I did put it a little lower. Okay, I still covered up that happy, but it's all right. If you want to, you can put Happy Mother's Day there and just put nothing here if you want to. But I'm fine with it like that. Okay, then I'm going to get some more dimensionals. And then I'm just going to put this a little bit more to the bottom so that we have room for our bow. Just about 1/8 of an inch lower on the bottom than even. Okay, I already tied my bow because this was the very last piece of variegated ribbon that I had, and I wanted to make sure I could do it. Alright, so I tied it with that, and then I'm going to put a glue dot and some liquid glue. And just put it towards the top of the box. And I think I'm going to trim these ribbon a little bit more. Alright, for the final touch, these are retiring, the iridescent rhinestone basic jewels. And I'm going to just put one right over here on that basket just to give it a little shine. Alright, that's it. Have a great day. I hope you enjoyed this. Please subscribe and hit the like button. And I will see you next time. Bye.